Hi my friends, I'm back again. Sorry for the little glips in there. I was having a little bit of problems with my camera, but I'm back, and what I've done so far, I don't think I mentioned this in the last one. I was having a little bit of issues not only with the camera but also with how to adhere my picture or the ephemera to the bottle. If you have the bottle, in this case with a lot of texture, you want to make sure that before you put the beeswax, you do glue this either with wet glue or hot glue, which that's what I use, to the bottle. Otherwise the paper, it's kind of hard to work with it, so just glue it first, and then we can start working with the beeswax. So what I've done so far, it's adhere the paper or my ephemera with hot glue, and you know, obviously I put my laces or my little appliques of lace on both sides first, and then I put my paper with hot glue, and I added my ruffle lace. I'm not sure if you can see it there. There it is. You know, it's pleated in here. The one I pleated with using Tim Holtz stapler, well, the little one. And then I used a little bit of the trimming on top to cover those staples, but it kind of looks cool too. That earring that we talked about, I put it over her face right there, and then some metal embellishments. I have 2 keys, a little flower with bling, another bigger flower right here, metal. I think these are Primas. I don't know how old they are. I know they're not on sale anymore. I use some pearl back, flat pearl backs, you know, little designs in here, or the, how do you call this, the flag back pearls. That's what they are. I use 3 of the big ones. I have other ones, but I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use first. So that's what I put first with hot glue. Then I'm going over with the beeswax all over, and that's what we're doing right now. So, and I'm timing myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and you know, keep working with the time that I have. Again, I'm having issues with YouTube not giving me my 15 minutes. They're just giving me 10, and that's just rushing it too much when you're doing a tutorial. But I'll work my best. I really don't want to do up to 6 tutorials, you know, 6 times to upload a video. But we might have to, I don't know. But I'm trying my best. So basically what you're doing is just covering the whole thing with beeswax, and that is just going to seal everything that we put in, like the hot glue, the texture that we made at the beginning with that recipe I gave you. And this is just going to seal it, okay? We're going to go over the whole thing. And I hope that you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom a little bit more. There it is. And I'm going to try to get in frame so you guys don't miss, you know, what I'm doing here. But let me know how the quality is once you see the video. I'll try to work on that. Sorry, I'm not an expert with videos. I love my work and I love to do it, but ooh, when it comes to videos, you really have to kind of know a lot about it, and I don't. So, and as you can tell, the beeswax kind of gets cold right away and starts forming kind of a thick layer. It's really, really fast, and I have it at the hottest setting on my Ranger melting pot, which is about, was the Yudi, that's the one that is, you know, the highest, and that's what I have it on. And at first I thought, oh, you know, we don't have to have it that hot, but if you don't, it's kind of hard for you to start molding the wax everywhere. It just doesn't want to work. It has to be really, really hot so you can, you know, work with it a little bit more. And it doesn't stick to you. As you can tell, it's not sticking to me because it dries really fast, or it clumps up really fast. It's pretty cold in this room too anyways. I had one of my little heaters in my workroom kind of break on me. I always have issues with electricity. I don't know why, but I break everything that I buy that is electrical. Kind of sad, huh? Yep, I have that effect on electrical things. I don't know why. Anyways, as you can tell, that I cover the whole thing with beeswax. Alright, there it is. And we can always go back and put some more later on, But for right now, for the purpose of this particular episode in our video, it's gonna be. Now, you probably are thinking, oh my goodness, those things does not look good like that. Well, don't worry, because what we're going to do is put some heat in here, and that's going to melt all that. But it's going to melt it to a point that you can see it or clean it, but without taking the covering of what the beeswax does to the bottle. So it's just going to clean it up. Then we're going to start working with some perfect pearls on it, okay? All right, here we go. Sorry for the noise. Hope you can see this. Yeah. You can see that right away they start to melt. The beeswax starts going away from the actual product, and that's what we want. All right, let's see. Excuse me. All right, so what we did here is basically just put some heat so that excess of beeswax that was like around these pearls and the metal embellishments right here that you see, it's not you know, so great that you don't appreciate the embellishments. We just took enough of it that you can appreciate the shape and the color and the texture of those embellishments. So that's all you do. Apply some heat and it starts working it that way. All right, so as you can tell, let me zoom out so we can talk more about this just a second here. All right, so our bottle is covered all the way. I'm going to remove my little melting pot and I'm going to bring it down. I might still use it, but not sure yet. Just give me some time here. All right, so we're at this point we're going to start working with our perfect pearls. And just remember that we did use some perfect pearls at the beginning. We used it into our beeswax to put some in, but it's not quite enough. This just made it a little bit darker, or, you know, as you can tell, like a bronzy, maybe vintagey color. That's what it did. But it doesn't transfer the... it's kind of opaque still, so it doesn't transfer the shining or the glitter per se of the perfect pearls, and that's what I want to you know, bring out at this point. So at this point, what we're going to do is get another brush, and it doesn't have to be a small or fancy brush. I'm just using this because what we're going to do is start doing this, but with the powder. And I am going to use gold at this point, and I'm going to use the pearl color too. So those two. And I'm going to start working with a pearl too, and just start going everywhere. And it kind of looks like it's going to be messed up. Don't worry about it. This also gives it a different finish to it. And somehow it also seals it. And it doesn't come out of the bottle. So we're going to start working with this all over. And you barely put anything on the brush. Oh, let me see. There he is. You see, you barely put anything on the brush. I'm out of frame. There he is. Very little you put on the brush. And just it transfers so much that you just have to kind of work it everywhere and start working on that bottle. I'm going to go on the side. And it's still a little dusty, but nothing that would kill you. I'm using just pure minerals. Okay. Because that's what I use as makeup, so I use the same thing. Obviously, if you're going to make your own perfect pearls, you have to have a binding product for them, but in this case, we don't care. It's just the beeswax itself, it's binding enough product that you don't need to add anything else to this powder. It doesn't need anything extra. But if you can, I don't know if you can, appreciate the pearl essence of it. It's really, really shiny, and it just brings it to a totally different level. And I'm just putting everywhere here, and then I'm going to start moving.